It's GhostRider versus Wolverine, chaps, and this story is amazing. Check this out. So ever since the beginning of Benjamin Percy's GhostRider run, there's been something a little off about Johnny Blaze. Although admittedly, Johnny Storm the Human Torch becoming the GhostRider sounds amazing. But there's been something a little off about Johnny Blaze. Outside of turning into a demonically empowered god whose power rivals that of cosmic entities and forcing people to endure all the pain they've caused over the course of their lives, something seems a little off about him. We ended up finding out that by whatever manner and whatever means, he literally has a demon in his head, like a physical demon in his skull. And so at the end of the last story arc that we did, where he basically came back into contact with Wolverine, we're now at a point where Wolverine drags him into a bar in order to exorcise the demons. And so the first thing Wolverine tells everybody is to get while the getting's good. Now the funny thing here is that there's this guy who pulls a revolver and just yells at Wolverine for being a mutant. And I actually love this, to be honest with you guys. I love this moment because what it does is it reminds us that in this grand scheme of Wolverine bringing in a demonically empowered god who needs to have a demon removed from his head, this guy is worried about the fact that Wolverine is a mutant. If only this guy knew what was going on, he would realize that Wolverine being a mutant is the least of his concerns. So this guy decides to pull a gun, and Wolverine helps this guy understand his place in the bigger picture by grabbing an 8-ball and hitting him in the face with it. Like he literally just throws it and it just hits him in the face, and then he comes running up on him like a bat out of hell, pops his claws and like punches him through a wall. And that's when this guy realizes it's in his best interest to leave, and he does. And so Johnny Blaze is just like freaking out on this pool table. And so you get this really amazing moment, right? Because for those people who are not familiar with the Wolverine GhostRider relationship, they're not the best of friends, but they're not the worst of enemies. Wolverine as a character in Marvel Comics, this guy's been down pretty much every path. This guy's fought demons. This guy's fought monsters from outer space. He's fought alongside the X-Men. He's fought demigods. This guy's basically fought it all. But some of the best stories in Marvel Comics with Wolverine are the stories where it was him and GhostRider in like the Midnight Suns, fighting like this dark, mythic, demonic aspect of Marvel Comics, because you never really see Wolverine do that. But as a guy who's seemingly seen and done it all, he literally drinks a beer for himself, gives a beer to Johnny Blaze, and then pours some alcohol over one of his claws, and he's like, okay, this is gonna hurt, buddy. I'm gonna do my best with this back alley surgery. Fire's a purifier, but honestly, I don't even know if you're gonna live through this. But if you do die, you'll still be better off than where you are right now, because this thing is just like emerging from his head. And so Wolverine just uses his claws and starts cutting away at this just demon thing that's sticking out of Johnny Blaze's head. The whole time Johnny Blaze is just screaming, right? Right? He's just like screaming and carrying on. But it's one of those weird things because Wolverine says, okay, look, man, like I've known you for a long time. You've always been sick, but this is something else, man. There's a whole different thing going on here. Now, what makes this situation even more complicated, this just most insane level of exorcism that I've ever seen in my life, which I'll be honest with you guys, man, if we got this in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it would be dope. Like it'd be one of the coolest things ever, right? Like this was one of those scenes that people would upload on YouTube and it would just blow up and just get millions of views. But like this back alley exorcism, what Johnny Blaze says is that Logan literally has to kill him because it's not just some demonic entity that's rolling around in his head. It's infesting the entire part of his body, like leaving his skull, crawling down his throat, and then exits out of his belly button. This is dark, man. And then like it immediately takes off and then it basically attaches itself to like another guy. Now, here's the thing. It's not just one demonic entity that's infected Johnny Blaze. It's a whole host of them. This guy's quite literally legion, right? For we are many. That's what this is. Just all these demonic beings that have basically infected him. And so once one of them attaches themselves to this guy who had basically just drank himself unconscious, it goes and grabs a circular saw, right? Like a buzz saw, and then throws it at Wolverine. So Wolverine, of course, goes running over there and just cuts this guy's legs off. And then in turn, it basically starts appealing to the GhostRider persona. Because one of the things to know here is that when it comes to Johnny Blaze as a normal guy, you could kill him any number of ways. You could just shoot him in the head and like that's the end of him. But the GhostRider persona is a whole different beast. And so what he says is like, I don't need Johnny Blaze here, I need the GhostRider, because this exorcism thing, this just back alley exorcism is way more than I can simply just handle on my own. I can cut and hack and slash, demonic tentacles all day long. But the truth about it is is in order to actually get in there and to burn these demons out, it has to be done by the GhostRider. And so literally he just starts appealing to him. Now, the GhostRider only ever manifests when an innocent life is in danger, specifically with regards to a person committing a nefarious act. The GhostRider won't usually manifest if like a kid's ball goes out into the street, the kid goes chasing it like a car's coming down the road. At that point, like the kid would probably just die, right? GhostRider doesn't usually manifest that way. But GhostRider does manifest if there's some serial killer on the prowl and he's got a victim in the trunk of his car. And so when Wolverine tells the GhostRider, you need to manifest because Johnny Blaze is going to die from this demonic possession that will kill him, the GhostRider jumps in. Now, here's the funny thing about this. Wolverine, in and of himself, even just using his claws, despite his healing factor and his claws being unbreakable, isn't enough. And GhostRider himself isn't necessarily enough. But GhostRider realizes that Wolverine can be enough with the right kind of modification, if you understand what I'm saying. So GhostRider grabs Wolverine and then imbues his claws with the power of hellfire. Literally, Wolverine becomes a hellfire-powered demon. Now, here's the reason why that matters. In Marvel Comics, you've got all kinds of different magic and mysticism and all sorts of different things. Hellfire is a kind of fire that can eradicate anything outside of exceedingly high-level cosmic entities. Galactus, Eternity, Infinity, things like that. Pretty much everybody will fall before the power of hellfire. Now, off the top of my head, I cannot speak to whether or not Thanos has fought the GhostRider and been exposed to hellfire. So I don't know if Thanos in his normal form, for example, could be killed by hellfire.
Hold it!
Actually, no way, now that I think about it, no, it was Cosmic GhostRider. I forgot about that. Okay, there's differences here. But for those of you guys who remember that story, you'll find a link to it pinned in the comments section of the video. That story was dope. Basically, Frank Castle the Punisher became the new GhostRider, and then he becomes a Herald of Galactus, so he gets the power cosmic, so it's like the GhostRider with the power cosmic. Then he fights Thanos, and he tries to use his penance stare, and it doesn't work, right? Thanos is that's not gonna work on me. So GhostRider just incinerates him all the way down to his skull. That was dope. Okay, so yes, GhostRider, the hellfire works on Thanos. I don't know if it's really the same thing though, because I feel like it's a combination of hellfire and the power cosmic. I don't know. You guys be the judge in the comments section. You guys tell me which one it is. But the Incredible Hulk, yep, we saw that in World War Hulk when he went toe-to-toe with the GhostRider and got wrecked. So I mean, it's one of these things where the GhostRider's pretty powerful. It's kind of nuts. But Wolverine having his claws bonded to hellfire is enough that he's able to rip out this core demon and completely and totally incinerate it. And so with this deed being done, Johnny Blaze is now cured of the demon that infects him, which of course allows him and Wolverine to essentially leave. But one piece of this demon remains behind and still keeps itself attached to some guy who is passed out in the bar. But this was an amazing story. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. I know it's short, but it's really good. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.